because you failure.
Earlier this afternoon, the National Hockey League issued a press release saying that Coach Schoenfeld was suspended beginning tonight for his actions involving a confrontation, verbal and otherwise.
Could have been anybody else. I often wonder why they put him in there. And I'll tell you one thing, New Jersey's going to pay, and they're going to pay, and they're going to pay.
Hockey game. Wow. Remember his name. Paul McInnes, I believe, is the name we've gotten from down.
Back in 1988, during the conference finals, we would see a fierce matchup between the New Jersey Devils and Boston Bruins. The Bruins would take game one.
A 5-3 game. The Boston Bruins are on top and win game one in the series. The Bruins undefeated at home in the playoffs.
In game two, the Devils would win in a dramatic overtime finish.
In overtime, both goalies working pretty hard. Devils in scoring position from the wing. It's center to John McClain, who fires and scores. And the Devils win game two again, the final 3-2 at 17:46 of the overtime. Doug Brown got credit for the game-winning goal.
And in game three, the Boston Bruins would lay a beating on the Devils.
Survey badly. The Bruins beat New Jersey badly on their home ice. The final 6-1. Game 4 will be Sunday night in New Jersey.
And this was not sitting well with Devils head coach Jim Schoenfeld, as he felt that the officials lost them that game. Where the incident would happen. Following the game, as the teams were heading into the tunnel, Jim Schoenfeld would reportedly shove head ref Don Koharski.
I'm standing there, you step on my fucking foot. Hey, dude.
Or did he? Honestly, I don't think he did, but he was berating the man and screaming in his face, which would lead to an intense back and forth argument, as Koharski would say, "Oh, you're gone now. You're gone. You won't coach another." Then he gets cut off. Schoenfeld would come back and say, "You fell, and you know it. You fell. I didn't touch you." Koharski would then repeat, "You're gone, and I hope it's on tape." Where's Schoenfeld? And get this, again, this is not my words, YouTube, I'm just repeating the past. Good, because you fell, you fat pig. Have another donut. Have another donut. And the next day, the NHL would announce that Schoenfeld would be suspended for Game 4 at a minimum. However, right before Game 4, Lou Lamoriello, the Godfather, would draft up a plan, as he would get in touch with local judge John Conte, who also just happened to house the team's rookies. Conte would then get Lou in touch with the New Jersey Supreme Court, where Lou Lamoriello will get them to issue an injunction stating Schoenfeld would be able to coach Game 4. Not only that, the Supreme Court would issue a restraining order on behalf of Schoenfeld against the NHL. What does this even mean? Like what? And keep in mind, this happened 25 minutes before puck drop, as Lou would make the assumption that the NHL would panic. Where? They would, as NHL Commissioner John Ziegler would not pick up the phone and was nowhere to be found. Thus, Schoenfeld would be allowed to coach the next game. But this would cause a shitstorm against the Devils.
Mistake, because they had a good rallying cry here. They were all right. You know, they could have said, "Let's win it for Shoney. Let's win it for Shoney," and they would have got them up. What they've done now, they've got the NHL against them. And another thing I'd like to say, and I just said it before, well, how come there's not an official down here? Why isn't Brian O'Neill down here, John Ziegler? You know this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was living in there. As soon as I heard the injunction, I am not too proud of New Jersey letting it out at 7:35.
Apparently no one can find these guys, though.
I know, but 7:35, you know, you let it out. I mean, that's kind of a dirty pool, I think, and they had no way of getting back at it at all. I don't like that at all, but I'm going to tell you something. New Jersey, for years to come, will pay about this.
In what world can the NHL make a ruling and an outside judge can reverse it? It doesn't even make sense. Or my God, it would happen.
There's Schoenfeld. Now watch on the right of you to go. That's right, right of the screen. You'll see Macaulay come over.
John Macaulay comes over and informs New Jersey Devils coach Jim Schoenfeld that the officials will not come out and the teams return to the locker room.
In an act of solidarity against Schoenfeld, the refs and linesmen would refuse to take part in the game. Keep in mind, this was not a meaningless regular season game. No, this was the conference finals. But the refs would walk out of the game, where they would go straight to a conference call with the league, discussing the treatment of officials. And for the next hour, the NHL would scramble to find new refs. However, there was none, and I kid you not, they would get the manager of a local rink to be the head referee of Game 4, alongside of a few volunteers who had helped with rookie camps in the past.
And from downstairs, one is that the officials who were due to worked tonight's game. Dave Newell was the referee. Now this is a replacement official.
This fellow has refereed for us in when we did those charity hockey games.
Wow.
I remember his name.
The name we've gotten from downstairs. The NHL officials have been spotted in street clothes and apparently will not work tonight's game. We have also been told that the game will start in about 6 minutes. His full-time job, he runs Murray's Rink in Yonkers, New York. And he has been asked to officiate a Stanley Cup playoff game in the conference finals.
They would start the game wearing yellow jerseys? Like, are you kidding me?
Game 4 of the playoffs and no NHL officials. In Yonkers, New York.
Look at this way he dropped the punt. And boy, he wants to get out of the...
Not to mention, it is the job of the officials to keep the game under control. And this is especially prominent during the playoffs. And well, we would see a line brawl, of course.
For the amateur officials called on to officiate a 10th Stanley Cup playoff game will sell all over Linsman. Here's 5 minutes fighting, 10-minute misconduct. Gord Kluzak, 2 minutes roughing. Jay Miller, 2 minutes roughing. Bob Sweeney, 2 minutes roughing. Verbeek, 4 minutes for roughing. Broughton, 2 minutes for roughing. Danico, 2 minutes for roughing. Bolannon, 5 minutes fighting, 10-minute misconduct. All penalties at 12 minutes of the second period.
Players were knocking off the net in high-scoring chances. And the Devils, they would rally and win 3-1. However, Schoenfeld would be resuspended the following game, and the Bruins would have the last laugh, as they would win the series in Game 7. However, the Bruins would have to face off against Wayne Gretzky and the Oilers in the finals, where they would lose 4 straight. And this has to be one of the most bizarre games in NHL history, but maybe not as hilarious as Tim Peel scoring a goal off his balls.
Well, not the Panthers yet.
Oh! Deflection of the net!
And that's going to count.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you can also name a bizarre game. We're on the road to 100K. Press subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys didn't know, I run a hockey card store, with the newest product release being a guaranteed Connor McDavid pack. Every pack comes with guaranteed McDavid cards, where you're chasing autos and rookies. If that interests you, check it out down below. And as always, thanks for watching.